Hey deal makers, I'm John Simcoe. Joining me is expert negotiator and real estate investor Norma Lafont. In our first video of this 5-video little mini-series of the Dealmaker Show, we're going to be covering some of the 5 rules for negotiation to be able to have win-win outcomes. So those 5 rules are: number 1, integrity. There's a link to video number 1 in the description. You can click it if you want to watch that one and start this series from the start. Rule number 2, which is the rule of ask. Norma's going to go into much greater detail in this video about that rule, as well as rule number 3 is to always be dealing with the decision maker. Rule number 4 is learn to listen and not to hear, as well as rule number 5, attitude is everything. So we're going to jump into this episode of the Dealmaker Show.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate the introduction. I was excited to start the series and hopefully more of you tuning in. So I want to talk about step number 2, which is really about the rule of ask. The rule of ask is really simple. If you don't ask, you'll never get. So the answer is always no if you don't ask for it. So I'm going to relate it back to a story, to a house that we bought that I call the Pearl House. It will be evident as to why we call it that now. We used to drive around and looking for sale by owner properties. We found one, a little sign in the door, and knocked on the door, asked the lady, and she said, "Oh, I can't believe someone showed up. This is the second person here today," which is kind of surprising. I also believe in building affinity with people. So you ask their names, you look around, you look for common bonding. That's exactly what happened in this house. As we were bonding, we talked about travel, and she noticed a set of pearls I had on. And they were not expensive pearls. They were pearls I'd gotten from a trip to China with my son, but they were unique in that they were purple. And she kept admiring them as I'm walking through the house. In my head, I already have a price that I want to pay for the house. In a typical fashion, you set them up for negotiation to show that it's not, you can't skip through the house going, woohoo, this is the one I'm going to buy. So I said a few things about, oh, the counter needs to be replaced, or perhaps the bathroom tub. She kept remarking on these pearls. And as I'm leaving the house, I know I'm going to buy it, but you also want to make them feel as though maybe, maybe not, so you can come back and negotiate. The telephone rings. It's the earlier buyer of that morning. I have in my mind that I want to pay $60,000 for the house. It's Saskatchewan. Don't judge me. I can tell you it's a great little house. Cash flows extremely well. Rents are reasonable. And as I'm putting my shoes on, she goes, just wait. She's on the phone. So she gets off the phone. She said, that was the person this morning. They want to make me an offer. I said, oh, so, geez, I guess I should make a decision now then if I'm interested. She said, yeah, if you don't mind. I asked her how much the offer was in the house. She said it was $62,000. I would have gone to 68, to be quite honest. And I played the, I'm so disappointed, it's more than I wanted to pay, which is true. I really wanted to pay 60. And I said, can I interest you in making a trade? Would it be okay if I asked you for something unique? And she said, sure. I said, what if I paid the same amount as this fellow's offering, but I gave you my set of pearls? She jumped at the chance. She's such a sweet lady. So literally I took the necklace off, I handed it to her, I said, can we do up the paperwork tomorrow? So the Pearl House is actually an investment house, one of our earlier ones, and my son is a partial investor in that. He's one of our joint venture partners. But I wouldn't have got the deal had I not been bold enough to ask if she'd simply take a necklace in trade. Now I'm hoping that she's not watching these videos, but I'll tell you, the necklace cost me $8. And so the rule of ask comes into play. She loved it, she wanted it. It's not the value of the necklace, it's the value to the person you share it with. So if you want to negotiate, really listen with 2 ears, find out what's important to them. And for her, that little pearl necklace was the deal. The rule of ask. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
That's an absolutely amazing deal, Norma. I think it's very cool that you're able to offer a unique object that she valued as a lot higher than what it actually cost to buy. Just because of its specialness and uniqueness, she was attracted to it, and ultimately that won her over to doing the deal with you. And I think it's really neat that you were thinking $68,000 in your head, but you were actually able to get it for the same matched price as what the other people were doing, and because you were there in person. I also really like how you handed her the necklace even though you didn't have your paperwork up yet, because that's a form of her already accepting the deal. In her mind, she can wear those necklaces and that deal is basically already done.
We came back the following Sunday for the paperwork, and she told me that she'd worn the pearls to a dance that night, and she felt like $1 million. So I think it was a win-win on all sides. Anyways, look forward to chatting with you guys on another video. Thanks, John.
Say, Norma, do you want to tell us a little bit about this book that you're working on real quick?
I'd love to. I get so excited about everything, negotiation. So I have a new book coming out. It's My passion is to help families teach kids about money, so they don't have to struggle to make a dollar, they can strive to make a difference. The book is called Money Master or Money Monster. Monster is bad debt. I want to teach parents how to teach their kids how to manage money from the young age, 4 or 5 and up, so that they learn to manage money just as simply as they learn to brush their teeth. It's simple, it's systemized, and it's something that adults can put into their world too. So if you're interested, stay tuned with John's page. I'm sure when we're ready to launch, he'll let you know, or find us on Facebook. We have our own Facebook page under Money Monster or Money Master. Thanks, everybody, and thanks, John. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks, Norma. I'm John Simcoe, and I'll see you in the next video.